You have to welcome emotions, fear, pain, and sometimes suffering in order to get through it, which is like, who would want to do that? That's essentially like walking through hell just to get to heaven. I don't want to have to do that. Okay, so today's video is titled, I show my scars so others know it is possible to heal. And I really wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty today about how a hot girl heals. I wanted to make it fun. I wanted to make it exciting. I think that it's important that we are all embarking on just bettering ourselves. And I know a lot of you guys are struggling with a healing journey currently. I thought I was completed with my healing. There have been many moments in my life where I'm like, oh my God, I feel so much better. I'm in a great place. I'm like the smartest I've ever been. I'm super wise. I will never make mistakes again. And it's like, girl, be quiet. I think that for me, like, I have just accepted that my healing journey is not linear. It is not going to be like a perfect storm. It's going to have its challenges. And lately, I've been embarking on a newfound healing journey. I've been off the socials for the past few weeks. I've been genuinely working on myself in private, which we'll get into later as to how that is super important and crucial in your healing journey. And this is just a way for you guys to gain full autonomy of yourself and to be a little bit more gentler with yourself, to drop your ego and pride, and to really fully immerse yourself in a journey that has a lot of humility, a lot of self-reflection, and it allows you to feel happier and more excited about the future. I could have thought, a few months ago, oh my God, I'm healed, I'm in a great place, whatever and whatnot. But I still found myself to be extremely reactionary to criticism or to hate or to somebody not agreeing with me. And I'm like, girl, you are not healed, because a healed person doesn't allow triggers to make them extremely reactionary and honestly fly off the handle. You need to be able to sometimes keep it, mute and keep it cute. A person who is healed does not allow outside influences trigger and I guess ignite a beast within. And that was something that I've always struggled with, because I'm a Cancer. I'm naturally very, passionate and emotional. And then sometimes I feel like, wait a second, like, no, you're not about to play with me. I wanted to kind of get into some of the things I've learned on my healing journey, so that if you guys have been struggling with seasonal depression or a loss of friendships or a relationship ending, or just dealing with toxic family members, maybe a career that's failing, or you really don't know yourself, you're struggling with coming into your, your age and coming into your adulthood, this video is for you. This video is going to hopefully help guide you in at least assisting your healing journey. I am no wizard. I can't make things happen for you guys. To be honest, I can't even do it for myself. I am always changing. And my healing journey, I have now realized, is not something that can be over or done. It's not done. It's gonna be like, I think, an ever evolving and ever just changing thing. I don't think my healing journey will be complete ever. I think I'll always be healing in life. And that's the beautiful thing about life, is we're just like always getting better with time and age and becoming wiser and more sound and more discerning. So we're going to get into that today. I want to do these girl chats at least once a week. I want to keep incorporating them on the channel. Hot Girls Heal. Let's get into it. And yeah, guys, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know how you guys been healing, and we're just going to talk about it today. So the reason why I had titled the video what I titled it was because I've obviously been, on my own healing journey currently. I decided to ditch social media for a while because I was experiencing a lot of emotions surrounding my personal life and social media kind of coming together. And what I've learned, and something that I really, really, really think is important, is sometimes healing in private is the best way, because you're extremely sensitive and reactionary when you're healing publicly, and you could be, more susceptible to being like reactionary on the internet. And I don't want to be the girl who says something that I don't mean, or is acting out of character. Like, I don't want to have a Kanye moment. That's not who I am. So I decided to completely ditch social media to cleanse my space and my spirit. Certain things that I used to do prior to really embarking on my initial healing journey was I used to project, Whenever somebody would say something to me that I didn't like, I would project my own personal pain and suffering and things like that onto people. I also was attracted to chaos. That was something that I could not really dissect. Why is it that I am so obsessed with a chaotic environment? Like the excitement, the thrill, the unknown really like made me feel alive. And then, my last thing that I was doing prior to healing was making, similar mistakes. I knew that they were the same mistakes, and I just kept making them over and over again. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? You knew that this was going to have this outcome. What did you expect, So these were all things that I was doing prior to healing and prior to really doing that work. And I knew it was time for a change because nobody wants to be in prison with the version of themselves that they no longer want to subscribe to. I don't want to subscribe to that version of Hailey. I want to subscribe to a new version, somebody with a little bit more discernment, somebody with a little bit more grace. And something I've also learned about healing is that it isn't linear. Monday, you can have an amazing day. You're working on yourself, you're planning out your life, you went grocery shopping for the week, and then Tuesday you have a meltdown. Wednesday you sleep all day. Thursday you cry about someone. Friday you're back to being great. Saturday and Sunday you go out and party and drink your problems away. It's a lot, and a lot of people would say, oh my God, that's a super chaotic person. Honestly, I believe it's somebody who's just in the midst of their beginning stages of healing. Sometimes you're going to experience versions of yourself that are not so pretty. And that to me is better than staying the same. That to me is better than not evolving and not at least going through it. I want to talk to you guys about a few ways that I personally have been healing. I don't want to say that I've healed because I'm not fully healed, but that I've been healing. And I think that this will really help you because I know that it's a huge struggle for a lot of people to fully heal or to even embark on the journey because it's kind of an awkward experience. You're not really sure as to what you're gonna lose and gain in this process. You are afraid of letting go of your strong-wit self, someone who is really good at ignoring your problems. So the first thing is you have to address the issue in order to move forward. Ignoring your problems, not addressing it, allowing it to be like an afterthought, these are all things that are going to make the process longer. There were many things that I did to avoid healing. One of the biggest things that I would do was I would bury myself in work and I would say, oh my God, I'm so productive, when in reality, no, you're just avoiding healing because you know that if you sit still and relax for a second, that you would be forced into thinking about X, Y, and Z, and that it would probably bring up some really raw, unfortunate emotions that you don't want to address. And that's the part that sucks about healing. You have to welcome emotions, fear, pain, and sometimes suffering in order to get through it, which is like, who would want to do that? That's essentially like walking through hell just to get to heaven. I don't want to have to do that, but sometimes you got to. And that was something that I had to really process and understand in order for me to truly do it. Healing in private is sometimes extremely necessary. I find that those who are healing publicly embarrass themselves or make an ass of themselves. Now, I'm not saying to heal in private as in don't share this with a therapist or a close family friend. What I'm saying is your problems are not for the world to see. And this isn't because I think that nobody would care. I think it's in protection of yourself. When you're healing, when you're going through a process of emotions, going through a traumatic experience, the last thing you want is people commenting what you got going on. You don't want people catching you at a weird time, then you become reactionary, then you become obnoxious about it. You're now angry, sad, and upset. It put you in an even more depressed place. Like, there's nothing worse than going through a healing journey and somebody says something to you that triggers you, and now you're back to square one and you're fucking over it. And it's really hard. So sometimes privacy and peace really do run parallel. When you're starting to feel a little bit better, when you feel like, okay, I've done the work, I'm healed, I'm in a place where I can embrace a little bit more criticism, I can embrace a little bit more hate and more issue, that's when I think sharing, again would be a possibility. But when you're in a sensitive place and you're just not feeling it, don't even bother, being out there and sharing it with the world. It's not crucial or important. Something that I think a lot of people struggle to understand as well is that you can heal in relationships. Sometimes it takes a really healthy relationship to actually propel your healing in the first place. I know a lot of people who have dated really troubled individuals who it caused them a lot of pain and suffering because they were an empath. They took on that person's traumas. And I do believe that we as humans are energy absorbers, and if somebody's energy is off and it affects us greatly. And I know for me, I have dated people or have even been friends with people who have sucked the fucking life out of me, and it made me resentful later on. When you date somebody who essentially brings out the best in you, somebody who helps you realize that there are healthy coping mechanisms, somebody who accepts you for your flaws, somebody who really loves you for who you truly are, these things can really ignite a healing journey that you didn't even know was on the horizon, because you didn't even know you needed healing, and now you met someone who's so good that it makes you reflect on all the people you've been with who have not embraced those qualities about you that this person now accepts. And there are really great people out there that could possibly help you and assist you through your healing journey just based off of them existing in your life, which is a beautiful experience, honestly. A huge part of healing is accepting the fact that you need to sometimes endure pain, suffering, and uncomfortability. I discussed this a little bit earlier, but I wanted to reiterate it now. Healing is not a fun experience. It feels really uncomfortable and awkward, and like I said, it feels like, you're walking through hell to get to heaven. I just want you to understand that that is a normal feeling and emotion to feel and experience. It's natural. And when you start to accept that, you will feel a lot better. It's going to train you to be less reactionary. I know for me, because I've been through so much. Not only have I been through childhood trauma, but I've been through some trials and tribulations as an adult as well. Every experience helps me grow into an individual that is a little bit more, not only discerning, but just less reactionary overall. I don't feel this incessant need to prove myself. I don't feel this incessant need to get obsessive, to have outbursts, to have temper tantrums. I've been able to manage my emotions a little bit more in a healthy way. And I do believe it has to do with healing, because I told myself, when did I ever get my way, or when did I ever feel better when I had an outburst? Never. I hate looking stupid, so outbursts are like the number one thing in life that just makes you look ridiculous. And I hate looking stupid. And for me, I love my newfound version of myself that is just not super I don't have emotional cry sessions anymore. I don't. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with crying. It's just that for me, I would cry at the flip of a hat. I just genuinely would have very emotional, obnoxious, long, painful cry sessions that were, I believe, to be a little bit overreacting to a situation that didn't necessarily need that type of emotion. And after healing and trying to get to the root of the issue and doing the shadow work and doing the background of why, I came to the realization that it came from an immature place and a place where my ego was bruised. And because I've been able to address those things is the reason I don't do those things anymore. A huge part of my healing journey that I think a lot of you guys will take from is I make a lot more room in my life to make mistakes, and I have incredible amounts of humility. So I do believe that a human being makes mistakes. And when you beat yourself up over mistakes that you make, when you are too difficult on yourself about things that you do, you just are not creating a healthy person. You're very hard on yourself. You lack humility because you feel as if though you're perfect and you don't, you're better than this person. And no, I just don't have that type of emotion anymore. I don't think I'm better than this person or that person. And I always compare myself to me. The only person I'm trying to outdo in this life is my yesterday self. I'm not trying to compete with others. I don't feel this incessant need to compare my life to someone else's, and I allow myself to make mistakes without comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. There is no reason for you to be, comparing your relationship to somebody else's relationship and how it ended versus how theirs ended, or how you make money versus how this person makes money. It's going to eventually just be a toxic force that's going to make you a very obsessed, envious, vindictive person. And I refuse to be that person. So for me, humility, dropping my ego, allowing room for mistakes, that is the best way for me to heal and be like the best version of myself. So yeah. I also think that taking accountability for each individual chapter in my life has been very cathartic. Because I was an extremely perfect person, I never allowed myself to, take any accountability. I was always blaming others for why my life went this way. And, my parents, even on this channel alone, I've blamed my parents for a lot of things that didn't go, my way in my life. And granted, some people in our lives do things to us that can affect us. But I've just spun the narrative and I'm more laser focused on the accountability that I can take in my own shortcomings and how I can improve without beating myself up over them in the process. I think that there is a healthy amount of accountability with also a healthy amount of grace that we can give ourselves. I don't think that you should be too hard on yourself. I don't think you should be too easy on yourself. There should be a happy middle ground. And that to me is the best way to grow, heal, prosper, and become the better version of yourself that you can become. And in each chapter in my life where I've messed up, I have been able to revisit it in my healing journey, and I did my shadow works and I realized, okay, girl, this is where you went wrong in this situation. And you were a little phony here. And that was a little bit messed up for you to do to that person over there. And it feels really good because I'm able to give myself the grace as to why I did it. But I want to take the accountability so that I can understand why. Sometimes you gotta reflect and see the bigger picture in order to see the why. Do you understand? This is a huge one in my healing journey, and it's to have a healthy lifestyle / space that you are able to have a nice balanced routine in. For me, balance is everything, and when you are going through a healing journey, there's nothing worse than having a chaotic, messy lifestyle and space where you're not waking up at the good time, you're not eating clean, your house is a mess, you're not prioritizing the things that are important. A lot of the times when we're going through, a lot of pain, suffering, depression, things like that, we let our hygiene and things like that go. I have been more accountable in those areas of my life and trying to keep my life clean so that when these things do happen, when a bad day does arise, it's not so bad because at least that's the only thing I can focus on. Because prior, it would be, okay, I'm having a bad day. Okay, what else? My house is a mess. Okay, what else? I have no food in my fridge, so now I gotta get Burger King. Okay, what else after that? My dogs used the bathroom in the house twice because I couldn't take them out because I was laying in bed doing nothing. Do you see how chaotic that day is? Rather than, I have a clean space, I grocery shopped on Monday, I got all the work done that I needed for the week. Now I'm having a bad day, but all of those other things are handled, so at least all I'm having is just a bad day. And I don't know, something about keeping my lifestyle clean, taking the accountability, creating and cultivating healthy habits has really allowed my bad days to feel a little bit better than they were feeling before. Before, it felt like my whole life was crashing down. I had no future. The foundation of my life is good. And that's all that matters to me. And the last tip that is crucial in your healing journey is your healing journey is for you. It is not for anybody else. You can't force others to heal. So if you're, trying to heal because you want somebody else to heal as well, it's not going to happen. You can't change others in your healing journey. It is for you. And I think it's really important that you understand the meaning in healing as a person. You are going to be a less triggered human being, less reactionary. You're going to be happier. You're going to have bad days, but your bad days are going to be better than your bad days prior to embarking on healing because you're not avoiding your feelings and emotions. There's nothing worse than avoiding your pain. It will make you so resentful. It will set you back years, and you are going to be a miserable person. The more that you address what you're going through, the better you're going to feel. You are going to realize that through every ounce of pain, there is purpose. And when you allow yourself the grace and the space to heal and to move forward and be a better person, and to allow yourself to actually be human and have emotions and feelings, and allow yourself to have like some mistakes here and there, you're gonna be a more grounded human being. And becoming grounded takes years. It takes life experience. It takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. And this is not a marathon where you're sprinting. This is a walk. We need to walk into our purpose, and we need to walk into being a better person. And some of us are starting at different starting points than others. It doesn't matter. This is a you journey. And when you realize that it's for you, you're going to be in a better place. So definitely consider those things when you are going through a healing journey. We have 3 months left to this year, and I want you guys to really laser focus on getting yourself well. I love you guys so much. If you guys have any questions in regards to healing and how to better yourselves, leave them down below and I will try to get back to you guys. And I hope that me sharing a little bit of my life and my own shortcomings has been able to help you kind of understand your own self, and realizing that everyone goes through shit, even your favorites, even your favorite influencers, celebrities, regular people. We all have our shit. We all have days when we're not doing too good, and hopefully that's a nice common ground that we can come to that will feel safe. So I hope that really helped. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.